Boom. What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. It's Tuesday here. Top Play Tuesday, $2 Tuesday as well, guys. We do have the $2 handicap here with us from wagertalk.com, but he's here every Tuesday, regardless if he's a $2 handicap or not. But we got our guy Andy Lang with us here today. Andy, how you doing, my brother? Everything cool with you?
Doing great, man. Beautiful Tuesday. Yeah, I got a $2 5% play locked and loaded here, and I'm on with Jay Money, so life is good, man.
Come on, man. Oh, you trying to make me feel all peachy and stuff, man. But
You're
no, I
blushing.
appreciate it.
I can see
We
it from
all
here.
Hey, we all trying to cash, man. It's us against the book. You're trying to cash every single day, man. So did make a little bit, made some cash yesterday. It's all about today, though, man. We all trying to cash today. Yesterday does not matter. It's all about today, guys. Let's go over here, head to the first game up, man. We have the Atlanta Hawks here. Land what 6, 7 points at the house versus the Wizards. I'm pretty sure it's up to 7 now, especially with no Porzingis, no Monte Morrison now in here. Andy, do you think we should look at some Andy? You think we should look at some Andy? Do you think we should look at some Kyle Kuzma props in this one? I feel like he's the last of the Bill as well, but I think Kuzma might have a little advantage here. But how you looking at this guy? I know I'm leaning towards the Hawks. I'm only looking towards Hawks with their new coach. They're in the honeymoon phase right now. I do think this will be a Hawks type of game, but the points have to come from somewhere for the Wizards. Andy, you like any props or any side totals in this one?
Yeah, obviously Kuzma is a good one. They got his points total up to 24 and a half, though. It's a little bit steep there. Maybe look for Daniel Gafford props.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to need his size in there to go up against Capella. So maybe one of those things where he just gets there just by sheer volume. But I said this when they fired the coach, and this has played out. And you touched on the honeymoon phase. As soon as they
Mm-hmm.
fired the coach, I said we got to play Trae Young over his points in these first few games because he's going to be excited. He's going to have the green light. What's he done? 34 points, 2 games in a row. They got his point total at 26 and a half. I think you could play Trae over his points. I think you could play him over his points and assists. I'm just going to keep riding this Trae Young train until I don't know until a coach reels him in a little bit or just let him do his thing. But
Mm-hmm.
as soon as they got rid of that coach, I knew Trae was ready to explode. I don't know if that's good or bad for the future of the Hawks, but I'm with you tonight. It's Hawks or nothing. Honestly, I'm going to Trae Young. I'm just going back to Trae Young until he starts going under these totals.
Yeah, that's a good point. I believe his was assist was at 9.5, right, Andy? So they're basically saying that he's probably going to go for a double double.
Double
He's been
double.
dishing. He's been dishing it out like crazy. It's just so crazy because the double double earlier this morning was at minus 110. It's up to minus 130 now on DK, guys. But I still think that there's enough wiggle room to play that, in my opinion. So could not talk you off taking Trae Young a double double in this one. I know this is something that I suggested yesterday with LaMelo Ball, but he did get injured. But I don't know what the price is. But maybe double double plus Hawks win. Couldn't talk you off that as well, man. So I hadn't played anything in this game, but some I do see cashing is Trae Young getting a double double. Also couldn't talk you off taking the double double plus the Hawks winning as well, man. So Hawks land 7 here. I do lean that way. I didn't lay the 7. It was at 6 last night, but I do think they have the matchup advantage. I mean, the Wizards without Porzingis and Morris over there, they're a fade. You see them only put up 82 points in the last game versus the Bulls. They might get closer to 100 in this one, but this could also be another Wizards team total under type of spot, especially missing their point guard as well. So I lean Hawks. If I'm playing some on the Wizards side, I'll be looking at some Kuzma or Bill props. I feel like those are going to be their main guys on the offense in that one. So that's it for that one, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Toronto here, Andy. Got the Raptors here, laying 5 points at the house versus the Bulls in this one. Tough game, man. I must say it's a tough one. Bulls have been playing well, right, Andy? They've held teams to 87 and 82 points. I lean the under in this game. We have two somewhat top tier defensive teams in this one, but I just want to question for you, Andy. I know Jacoperto hadn't been getting a double double. He's been like 1 point away or 1 rebound away. Is it plus 225, 230 at some spots? I just wanted to know your thoughts on Jacoperto possibly going for a double double versus Vooch in this one.
He should be. They're pretty even matchup. I feel like both of them are going to have to be in the game to cancel each other out. I actually would look at Vucevic under his rebounds and assists. I've had good success betting certain spots overs and unders on Vooch over under his rebounds and assists. And what I love about this is the books have this at 14 and a half. And you go back and look earlier in the season, he played Toronto twice and went way over this total with rebounds and assists. But look,
Mm-hmm.
no Siakam. Certainly, no. This was a completely different lineup for Toronto. I like the under here because Vucevic has not been going over this total in recent games. It feels like DeRozan is contributing more in those categories. Levine has been contributing a little bit more. I find Toronto a very difficult team to put player props on because they spread things out, and sometimes you almost have to wait for some injuries on Toronto so you can say, well, I know that this guy's going to get more shots. So
Right.
I find Toronto very difficult to play player props, but I'm really dialed in on this Vucevic under. It's 14.5. It's going to be close. So we'll probably have 12 or 13, but I like the under at Vucevic.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, and I think Vucevic, I don't think it's a good matchup for him as well. I still think Vucevic is kind of soft, man. But I'm kind of surprised. Everybody in the chat liking the Bulls, man. They saying the
Wow.
Bulls taking them to Smack City, liking Bulls on the money line, Bulls plus the 5. So some real disrespect for those Raptors out there. I can't say, God, now I don't know, man. I don't even want to talk too much about this game because I still think that the Bulls are somewhat can fade out on the second half of the season. But I mean, they have played well since they got Beverly over there. Still don't necessarily like this matchup. Van Fleet is back the first game after having his baby as well. So I don't know if you followed it, Andy, but it seems like when players come back after having their baby, they try to ball out, man. It's like they resurgence. You know what I'm saying? But I think Jakob Poeltl plus 225 double is worth the small play in this game, guys. I didn't have anything on the side in this one. I do lean to the under. I see this being a very defensive game, in my opinion here, but like I say, Bulls, they got the number 1 defense over the last 10 games in the NBA, guys. So they've been playing some defense. Raptors are always going to play defense, but this isn't the Wizards or this isn't the teams that the Bulls just faced up against, in my opinion. Raptors have a ton to play for, trying to push for the playoffs. I think Jakob Poeltl gets the double-double, and I know everybody liked the Bulls, but I actually kind of lean the Raptors here, but even more the under in this game, guys. But Jakob Poeltl double-double plus 225, I think that's worth a sprinkle. Let's go over here to the streets of Brooklyn here, Andy. We got the Nets getting 6.5 points at the house versus the Bucks, guys. If you saw this one last night and you wanted the Bucks, the line was at 4.5. It's up to 6.5 this morning. They've won 14 straight in this one, Andy. What are we looking at in this one, my brother?
I like Drew Holiday over points in this one. The Brooklyn Nets have gotten torched on the perimeter. Off the top of my head, I know the Knicks guys, Brunson and Barrett, had big games. Levine tore them apart. I believe DeJounte Murray and Trae Young both tore him apart. So I actually have a best bet in this. I'll do at the end of the show, but I really like Drew Holiday. Obviously, you expect Giannis to have a big game if he plays. He's probable, but he should play the most of it. I don't know. I don't trust this Brooklyn Nets team. I will say it's tough. We got a small sample size with this Nets team with no Durant and no Kyrie. I don't know if you've noticed this. Their 2 games at home, they've been frisky. They had a win, and I believe they lost by 3 to Philadelphia, but on the road, completely different story, getting blown out. I don't know if there's anything there or not. But I would wait and see just a little bit on Brooklyn to see if they really do perform well at home. That being said, if they do get blown out, I think it's a great game for Giannis to sit in the fourth quarter and for others to get points. That's why I like Holiday over 18.5 points. It's a very, very weak defense on the perimeter for Brooklyn. He should get plenty of opportunities today. 18.5. He's flown over this total in both games since the All-Star break. So I like Holiday, and I'll do a best bet in this show or in this game at the end of the show.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off there, man. I was actually thinking that Holiday might get a little bit more assists today because I know that you want to take his points when Giannis is out for sure. Giannis back in there, I'm not so bad. Like I said, you the prop guy, man. So hey, don't let me talk you off. But man, Mikal Bridges double sitting there at plus 1,400, and it just went up, my God. I'm just staring at it. I'm gonna stare at it all day. Man, if it's one and I'm gonna throw some, I feel like Bridges have to do everything for his team today. Like the other guys, there's just people are getting mad on the Nets for not getting playing time. I mean, you see it. Dinwiddie sometimes not happy. Cam Thomas not happy. Mikal Bridges will get his, and they somewhat playing it like the 3 and the 4 as well. So they kind of have to keep him out there most of the game. Remember, they don't have a backup center as well. So guess what? When Claxton goes, that's just so funny, right, Andy? But they got Claxton, and then maybe your backup center is going to be Dorian Finney-Smith and that one. Then maybe Mikal Bridges moves to the 4. I just feel like Bridges has to play like 40 minutes in this game if they even want to be somewhat competitive. Obviously, it's a blowout. They could change things, but I'm looking at this Bridges, man, plus 1,400 with significance, guys. So that's what I'm leaning in this game. As far as the spread, I mean, if I wanted Bucks, I would have played them last night at 4.5. It's up to 6.5. I don't like this game, man. The Nets have plenty of defenders that they could throw at the Bucks. They just don't have anyone to stop Giannis. So I'm all the way off this game. If you want to take the Bucks, hey, I can't talk you off. They've won 14 straight games, but this is one that I would like to look at some props. And Nelwyn, what do you think? What do you think about Drew Holiday getting his assist? And just the last question on this game.
It's interesting. He tends to go under his rebounds and assist total when Giannis is in. And then when Giannis is out, he tends to go over his rebounds and assist. Giannis just does so much for this team. And when Giannis is in, he creates so much of his own shots. I mean, he'll get the ball and go flying to the basket with a couple dribbles, which takes away some assist opportunities for Holiday. I don't know. The numbers say when Giannis is in, he kind of take his under on the points and assist or the rebounds and assists. So that's kind of been my read so far.
Got you guys. Yeah, Mikal Bridges, double plus 1,400, guys. I might get there. I'm gonna do a later show. I'm gonna think about it all day. I might get there with Bridges. I think he snatched some boards in this one, guys. Next game up, let's go over here to the streets of Memphis here, guys. We have the Grizzlies laying 9 points at the house versus the Lakers. I did the show last night. They were 8.5. I don't think LeBron. I'm not taking the Lakers here, but I don't think LeBron is worth 5.5 points here, point spread here. I mean, like, what are we doing here, guys? But I mean, what are we doing here? But I mean, I do think expect the Lakers to get smacked in this one. This is somewhat of a scheduled loss for them, especially with not having D'Angelo Russell or LeBron James, and they play OKC tomorrow. I like the Lakers tomorrow. I do think that they're a fade today, especially with the Grizzlies having a revenge spot from 1 point revenge game. And that was the game where Dylan Brooks and all the stuff happened with Shannon Sharp over there in LA. So revenge spot for the Grizzlies at the house, rested, have everybody playing. This is an under type of game. I did play this one the under last night, under 234. It is down to under. It is down to 230 in this one, guys. So I do still like the under in this one. But how you looking at this game, Andy? Any props that we should be looking at in this one?
Props are so hard in this one. You don't know what. I mean, I just don't know what you're going to get from the Lakers and the Grizzlies. Not a great ATS team. They're 27-30 this year. They're 4-6 in their last 10, so they haven't been getting it done. I actually kind of think the Lakers are a little sneaky ATS. They can't screw around. They got to get these wins, and they got to compete. The Grizzlies are pretty safe in the 2 seed, even despite that big losing streak. They're still in they lost 8 of 9. They're still in the 2 seed. So I actually think the Lakers could be a sneaky. It could be a sneaky cover because I don't think we know what we're going to get from the Lakers, but the Grizzlies don't as well. Hard to plan for a team like this. We've seen teams play really inspired when their superstar goes out for that first game. And maybe we can take advantage of Anthony Davis. Well, we know he's going to start the game healthy. That's what we, you know what I mean? So no Steven Adams. I think I might go all in on Anthony Davis and take over his points, maybe his points, rebounds, and assists. I noticed John Moran has been going under his point total. They got him at over 27.5. So it might be a sneaky one for Morant. If you're a believer that the Lakers are done and going to get blown out tonight, then I would definitely take Morant under because it means it's probably going to be a team effort, limited minutes in the fourth quarter. I tend to think the Lakers compete. Give me Anthony Davis over his points, but I cannot tell you I'll be betting this with my own money.
No, I'm right there with you, man. Yeah, Anthony Davis, you never know what I won't be looking at any Anthony Davis props until right? You worry about the guys that can go out at any point in time. And that's another thing, like Triple J. I wanted to look towards his double in this one. It said plus 420. You always worry about the fouls for him for Jaren Jackson Jr. He doesn't always rebound the basketball as well, though. But I do think that he has to rebound a little bit more without Steven Adams out there. I just feel like this is a game where Triple J really turns up defensively as well. If he's getting those blocks, you know what I'm saying? He'll be around the basket, and this was running type of rover. Sneaky look, Jaren Jackson Jr. Double plus 420, but I don't want to take it. That's just my look on the game. But some I would bet, man. I did take this one this morning, guys. It is up to minus 130, but I feel like the Grizzlies should win this game. I think they'll start out early as well. You can take on DraftKings, you can take the first quarter and the full-time money line. Basically, you need them to be up by a point at the end of the first quarter. You need them to be up by a point at the end of regulation as well. So it can't go to overtime. That was at minus 110 this morning for the Grizzlies, guys. It is up to minus 130. I'd still play it. So I do like the Grizzlies in this game. I didn't lay the I mean, it's one of those where if you could have caught it when the news is out, you could have caught that 5.5 with it. You got to be quick though, but it's up to 9. I think the Grizzlies get it done. So my play on this one would be Grizzlies first quarter full time minus 130 in this one, guys. I did bet it at minus 110, but I still like it. Minus 130 isn't that high, and I might get there with Triple J, but I need to look at that one more, guys. Say over here to the streets of OKC here, guys. We got the Thunder getting 3 points at the house versus the Kings. Really tough game right now. De'Aaron Fox went through partial shoot around. He's injured. He has a sore wrist. He has a sore wrist. I don't know if he can play basketball today. You know what I'm saying? But they probably know that SGA. It's just whatever, man. But the SGA is out, so they probably feel like Fox, like, all right, maybe we can rest you in this one. I don't like the mentality. If they do rest Fox in this one, they might end up losing this game. But I think the under possibly could be a better play. If Fox is out in this one, I will definitely take the under in this game. Andy, how you looking at this game, my brother?
I guess the Thunder are what? Are they attempting to tank here?
No, yeah, the Thunder are done, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any. They're 28-32. A little late to sit SGA and to tank here. I really don't know what's going on here. But Jay, as soon as I get the feeling that a team is throwing in the towel, I think you just got to go away from them. I mean, they've lost 3 in a row. They lost in overtime to Utah. They lost. But the last 2 games have ended with the exact same score: 124-115. I mean, this is a back-to-back against Sacramento, and I'm not really sure what changes here. I don't know how they hold Sacramento to, fewer points than that. And if you look at, Fox, had the big game, but they got plenty of scorers on this team that can score against OKC with, especially without SGA. If Fox is out, look to Sabonis to increase his points. Maybe look at Murray and maybe Herter to get a few more points. I kind of like Herter to come back. He had a terrible shooting game last game, 0 for 4 from 3-pointers. He's too good of a shooter. That won't continue. So maybe get some value on some of these other guys if Fox is out. But unfortunately, it's unbettable until you know exactly what's going on with Fox. Right. So you just kind of have to wait, get the news, make sure the line and the props adjust. I would expect Fox. Jay, who knows? I'm done. I'm done predicting whether or not players, will play. I mean, Giannis wasn't supposed to play coming out of the All-Star break, and then all of a sudden he's doubtful, and then all of a sudden he's out there playing. And then Portland comes out of the All-Star break, and in their first game they sit Dame Lillard and Jeremy Grant because they didn't get enough rest over the All-Star break. So I'm done figuring. I'm done trying to guess these guys. Just wait until you get the lineups. But if Fox is out, yeah, take a look at some of those Kings. I will not be betting on the Thunder with no SGA, though.
No, that's a fact right there. Like I said, I'll be honest. If Fox sits in this one, now the Thunder are obviously now SGA is in health and safety protocol, so they're not just resting him, but he has been out, I believe, 2 or 3 games. I don't like this game. I mean, I do think this could be a tricky game for the Thunder, in my opinion. Like if the Kings don't come to play, I know that they said that they want to win both of these games in OKC, but if Fox doesn't play, he's the best player on the team, guys, by far. I mean, he's going for 30 basically every night. If Fox doesn't play, Sabonis will probably get a triple-double in this game, man. He's going to have the ball in his hand a whole lot more. He's going to have to score more. He's going to have to pass more as well. So if Fox is out, I'd look towards the under. I look towards, if you want to play a prop, I think Sabonis will be live for the triple-double. Obviously, that's like a sprinkle type of play. But I think regardless, SGA out, Andy, why don't we look at Josh Giddey double-double? I mean, he's really like a walking triple-double in my opinion. So just double-double at plus 125 with no SGA, he has to do a lot. You can drive to the basket and get whatever you want versus the Kings. I just want your thoughts on that real quick, Andy. Josh Giddey double-double with us knowing that SGA's out.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good for SGA. At least what they're saying that, well, he's hurt and he's sick, and it's like, all right, okay, all right.
They don't care.
We get it. That's exactly right. We get it. You don't want him to play. I get it. The production has got to come from somewhere, and they did put up 115 points. My issue is their defense is so bad that. How many rebounding opportunities are they really going to get? And, with Sabonis out there, he's going to gobble up a ton of them. You can sprinkle these. I like where you're going with some of these. You had success with Jimmy Butler, the other night. So taking a flyer on some of these guys to get a double-double, somebody's going to do it that's unexpected. Maybe it's Giddey. But, yeah, as long as you're happy with the odds that you're getting, yeah, they're worth a sprinkle.
Yeah, and like I said, we're just talking some plays out here. These aren't full unit plays or anything like that. We kind of just talk some stuff out, especially for the people in the chat, man, because a lot of people like to bet props in the chat. And you're our prop guy, Andy. So I'm really just asking your thoughts on it. But I do think that Giddy would definitely be live for that double double. And no, I really think triple double, but definitely double double. And something I mentioned on last night's show, like I say, Sabonis as well. He was only 2 rebounds away, or two. He was only 2 assists away from the last game on the triple double as well. So I just feel like if Fox is not out there, the ball will be. You got to watch the Kings to know this, guys. Fox has the ball in his hands a ton, him and Sabonis. So if Fox is out, that's even more. The ball will be in the hands of Sabonis, and it's somewhat of a good matchup for him as well because the Thunder don't really have a center. So just talking some things out here that I think will cash, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Houston here, man. We got the Rockets getting 10 points at the house versus the Nuggets in this one. Andy, what are you doing? You taking Jokic triple double plus 110 or what? He seems to be stat padding every game here.
Yeah, you got to go back to Jokic. I mean, obviously the biggest concern is if there's a blowout in the fourth quarter and he hasn't gotten there yet. There was one game, I believe it was on this show, where he had a triple double by halftime.
By halftime, bro. They were up by 30 and he still had it.
It was nuts. But yeah, you got to keep playing it. It's plus money. He had one out last game. So yeah, you also can look at Alperen Sengun under his points, rebounds, and assists whenever he gets a tough matchup. He's going under this total. We got lucky with Sengun because the Rockets were running their offense completely through him while they had injuries a while ago. And now that they've got some of these players back and they don't want their best players out because they're tanking, you can get some good unders on these guys. So, I look at Sengun, it's 28.5. I mean, Jokic is obviously his Achilles heels is defense. Not saying that the Nuggets are great at defense, but if this game does get out of control, Sengun is going to come out. He's along with several other guys we've already talked about. He's a walking foul trouble waiting to happen. So when you're playing unders against these big guys and they get into foul trouble, it's perfect for him. So I go back to Sengun under, go back to Jokic, and I mean I know this sounds like silly, Jay, but seriously, why couldn't you just parlay money line on? I mean, you probably know where I'm going. Why not just take the Jazz and the Nuggets on the money line? The Spurs and the Rockets, seriously, what are they going to win? 3 games combined the rest of the year?
Hey, they face off against each other a few games.
Yeah, so one of them's got to win. But other than that, where are these wins going to come from? I mean, I was listening to a podcast. They were talking about Greg Popovich should get coach of the year because you have a guy that's actually managed to lose 16 games in a row, which is actually harder probably than winning 16 games in a row. He's doing such a good job of coaching them into the top 2 draft picks.
Oh, it makes my bones shatter on the inside, man. It hurts me.
I know it's brutal to watch, but I don't know if there's any way that you could make money off of these guys. Maybe throw money lines against them in some of your parlays or anything. But yeah, just somehow fading them. And I also saw that San Antonio's 1-9 ATS the last 10. They're not even covering spreads, so it's just really, really bad. But I will say that Spurs Jazz game should have a lot of points. Jazz aren't playing defense on anybody, but for the Nuggets, yeah, give me Jokic triple double.
One question, Andy, do you worry about Sengun getting benched the last couple of games, him having a little extra motivation in his game?
No. You can be motivated when you're going up against the Nuggets. I'm not really sure there's motivation, but if you suck, there's only so much that you can do. This team's won 13 games. They're just awful. So no, you're just fading Sengun. You're fading everything about this Rockets team.
Check, last thing I got to say about this game. Money has come in on the Rockets. The real head scratcher. This line was at 11 yesterday. It's down to 10. On the Wager Talk odds screen, you got 55%. I don't care about this shit. I'm just saying 55% of the tickets on the Rockets, 94% of the money. Sounds crazy. And I have seen the Nuggets come through games. I'd lean to the over in this game. The Nuggets know they can get whatever they want offensively. But what I've seen them do time and time again in these type of games is where they lax on their defense. You see Murray at the top of the key, basically just kind of got his arms out, not really trying to play defense, just basically just there. And they know that they can get whatever you want. I'd be looking towards the over in this game, guys. And like I say, the Jokic triple-double, he's stat padding right now, guys. If you look at the team, they're letting him get the rebounds. You know he's going to get the assist and points. So triple double at plus money. I mean, I hadn't played it, Andy, but this is one where it's why don't you just look that way, guys? Tell over to the streets of Dallas here, guys. We got this line has absolutely ballooned in this game, guys. We got the Mavs laying 9 points at the house versus the Pacers in this one. Andy, do you like anything in this one, my brother?
Yeah, I like Halliburton over his assists. He had 14
Mm,
last game, and I just don't trust this Dallas Mavericks team on defense. I played them over the All-Star break. I played them under their team win total for the season, which means they had to go 15-7 in the second half. It's just too hard for teams that are bad on defense to win these games, because if you're not scoring a ton of points, there's nothing to lean your hat on. They don't have a defensive stopper, so you're seeing them having to work so hard. They blew the
mhm.
game against the Mavericks, and why? Because they can't play defense. So I don't trust Kyrie and Luka together. I think they give up as many points as they score. I'm stunned that you're getting 9 points with the any team that really is bad on defense should not be giving up 9 points. And I know the
That's the fact.
Pacers, have struggled, but they've been okay the last couple games. Um, Obviously, the Pacers aren't playing defense, much on anybody, but it's hard for me to pick Kyrie or Luca. So I'll just go Halliburton over his assist. They should get plenty of looks tonight. Nobody's going to be able to keep Halliburton in front of them. So I can't go to
Andy,
Halliburton points.
what's assist? What is
Is this?
assist at?
It's 9.5, which
Oh
is,
yeah, Hallie double
yeah,
double.
double
Hallie double
double.
double.
You can
Let's
play
go.
this, a couple different
Plus
ways.
105. Plus
Yeah,
105, baby. Let's go.
yeah. So that's where I'm looking with that. Something with Halliburton.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, if your assist hits, the double double has to hit. He's gonna get there with points. If you've been watching Halliburton ever since the 3-point contest, my guy think he's Steph Curry now. He trying to shoot threes. He trying to go score. Hallie got it in his head that he a scorer now, man. So I'm telling you, I noticed this ever since the 3-point contest. He like, man, I'm pulling these jokers, man. So Halliburton double double for me, that is official for me. I did take that. And one thing I want to take Mavs in the first quarter. I'll be honest, I did sprinkle on Mavs in the first quarter -2.5, but even better play for that to win. I definitely think the Mavs win this game. I mean, obviously they don't play defense, guys, but I mean the Pacers they're going to drop as well, guys. So up to 9 here. I played Mavs first quarter, the same thing with the Grizzlies. I didn't want to lay the spread, but I think they come out hot and win the first quarter, and I also think they win the game. So Mavs first quarter full time played. That one was at -120. It was at -110 this morning, Bobby. We only talk about updated lines. It's at -125, I believe, now at DraftKings, but I still like that. So Mavs, so Halliburton double double at +105. And Mavs, if you want to just do Mavs first quarter, I can't talk you off that. Coming off that 27-point blown lead, they will build a lead in this game. In this one, they won't lose it. I don't know if they're covered a spread or not, but could just be. I like the Mavs first quarter full time parlay in that one. Leaves at -125. Halliburton double double in that one, guys. Next game up, going to the streets of Jazz, Utah here. Andy, you like anything in this game? Jazz land 9 versus Spurs. Jazz or nothing. Simple.
Yeah, it's pretty much Jazz or nothing. There should be a lot of points in this game, but no, I don't really have anything from the Utah side. I really don't have anything special that I can add to this game. Maybe you look at rebounds for Markkanen, but no, nothing really stands out. I do think there'll be a lot of points because these teams are really bad on defense. It could be one of those like messy fun games to watch where the basketball's bad, but the points are coming because nobody's playing any defense. So it could be a fun up and down type of game. But really, I don't have anything super educational or informative to add to this game.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I wanted to look at some props in this one. Maybe THT, and we know that Jordan Clarkson is out for the Jazz, so you would tell. So that means more assist opportunities, in my opinion, for THT in this one. So it's not something that I bet. That's just a look on the game. I want to find a double double with someone. If you do it more than rather than Lauri Markkanen, I probably look at Walker Kessler because he can. You worry about the points with him, but he can get the rebounds with Lauri Markkanen. You know he's going to get the points. You just don't know about the rebounds in that one. But they are going up against a smaller Spurs team. Maybe THT assist in that one, but I don't care about the game. I'm not watching the game, but Clarkson is out for the Jazz, guys, so just letting you know. Next game up, let's go over here to the streets of LA here. We have the two more games here, Andy. Clippers land 6 at the house versus the Wolves. You like anything here?
Yeah, I like 2 unders. I talked about Mike Conley playing his unders on his points, rebounds, and assists, and sure enough, that has been a good bet. I'll keep going with it. So he got traded to Minnesota, and his points, rebounds, and assists has gone over only one time, which means this is 4-1 to the under. So keep playing it. I mean, he's dancing around this 18-19 mark with PRA and the books keep putting it at 21.5. So I will keep playing Mike Conley under his points, rebounds, and assists. And then the other one is just Marcus Morris under his points. The books have finally lowered it under 10.5. They lowered it to 9.5. But I mean, my God, this is a team that has Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Russell Westbrook. Talk about not many shots left for the other team. Jay, this is no joke. I played Marcus Morris under 10.5 points. That was the game where they scored 175. He still went under. He couldn't get over in a double overtime game with 175. So it's just one of those lack of shot attempts. There's too many guys that are better scorers than him. That's not the value that he brings to the team. So Mike Conley under his PRA and Marcus Morris under his points.
I could not talk you off in that one, man. Good. Rudy Gobert's double is at -150, guys. That's damn near free money. It's a high. It's okay. It's up to you what juice you want to lay, but I could not talk you off laying at -150 with Gobert. I do think that's good money, especially with Conley, because Conley's not the scorer, so he's passing more. He's lobbing it up to Gobert, at least 3 or 4 lobs a game. You see what I'm saying? And Gobert kind of tried to do a little Euro, try to add a little offensive game to him, man. But a couple double-doubles.
He's reinventing himself. He realizes how terrible that trade was. So he's like, I'm going to add a little offense, little Euro step to my game. Everyone's like,
he's trying to,
but
yeah. Rudy Gobert double -150, and then Russell Westbrook, he's been getting there as well. So I didn't lay neither one of those. Those are just a couple of looks. I do think this will be a Clippers type of game. They have revenge versus the Wolves. The Wolves are not playing as well right now. Conley kind of worked out like the first couple of games, but it hadn't been working out. He hasn't been shooting well, and that's what they're missing because Russell was an offensive guy. Conley's coming there. It's good for the rest of the team. He's passing the ball more, but it's just not necessarily working out as far as his offensive production in there, man. So Westbrook has been playing well for them for whatever reason. He's been crashing the boards. He's been passing the ball as well, and he's been scoring. He's been getting into the paint as well. So I'd like one where we're a little bit worse defensive team, but I think Westbrook is kind of sort of getting back to that walking triple-double Westbrook guy. So that's what I'll be looking at now, and heavy leans to Westbrook and Rudy Gobert. I think Rudy Gobert is money, though, -150, though. Last game here, Andy, we got the Warriors land for at the house versus the Blazers in this one. Super tough game for me. I lean Warriors here. I know Dame coming off 71 points. I lean Warriors, but how you looking at this game?
Well, there's several ways you could go about it. If you think Jordan Poole is going to break out of his funk, and he is in a shooting funk, 5 of 20, 5 of 13, and 3 of 13 the last 3 games. And, it's one of those things where I feel like, I don't know what it is with Poole, but when Clay has one of those massive games, like Poole just kind of gets, I don't know, it's like he's mad that the spotlight isn't on him, or he feels like he's got to prove himself, and then it kind of goes south. But I just feel like whenever the spotlight gets on Clay a little bit, Poole just kind of falls apart a little bit. So I wish we could take an under on Warriors bench points, because that bench has just turned out to be really trash. It really has been. That was supposed to be going into the season. That was supposed to be one of their strong points, and now they got guys that are just not doing anything. This is a hard one. I'm not going to go back to Dame. Dame traditionally has big games against the Warriors, but it's when Steph plays. He likes going toe to toe with Steph. If you want to roll the dice and you want to be risky, possibly maybe it's a little bit of a letdown spot for Damian Lillard and his points. Jay, that was points at 37.5. 37.5. Like, he's not Wilt. You know what I mean here? That's a massive, massive total. It's a lot to ask. Can he do it? Of course he can do it. But I feel like we're getting a really, really big overinflated number. This is a game I'm staying away from betting wise, but I wouldn't be mad if you took Dame under, just because we're getting a huge value with that number.
Yeah, you better hope they double team him. That's the only thing, because Dame is feeling it right now. So like I feel like when they have it high for a reason, man. So it's not. I'm not going to under, and I wouldn't go that far. I'd say maybe not take the over, but I wouldn't take the under unless the Warriors are sending him a double team every single time. Other than you got to do that at half court, because he will pull up from your ass from the logo, guys. So sometimes when you're feeling it, you kind of just keep going. You kind of could be in a groove. So that's the only thing that scares me here. And who else is going to score for him in this one, man? So I don't not many looks for me on this game, guys. But yeah, couldn't talk you off there. But Andy, let's get out of here, man. Let's go over our some free picks. Let the people know anything to promote what you got going over at Wager Talk, all that good stuff, man. And any best bet for the show.
Yeah, sure. Just a quick overview on sports. NHL player props are going fantastic. Had another winning night last night. It's the time of the season where we ramp up our volume on NHL props. Last year, we closed out the season from Valentine's Day to the end of the year at 81 units in NHL props. So we're doing that again. Somebody mentioned it in the chat, and shout out to you. I really appreciate it. Jay, my UFC plays are on fire. Number one at Wager Talk. 2 weekends in a row, we've cashed 5% plays. Damn. That is up at Wager Talk. But the biggest thing, I am the $2 Tuesday handicapper. We are in a 6-0 perfect streak in NBA, Jay. We're going to go for 7-0 tonight. When we hit 7-0 tonight, I love the card tomorrow. We're going to go for 8-0 tomorrow. So it's a $2 play. It's a 5% play. Hope everyone joins us, and let's get this streak up to 7-0. That's at Wager Talk. My best bet, Jay, choo-choo. Come aboard the Nick Claxton under PRA train, man. This guy, man, the books keep it over 20. I talked about this with Teddy Covers. As long as the book have this number over 20, I'm going to keep playing it. Since the Durant trade, it's gone under every single game, 13, 18, 13, 16, and 20. Brutal matchup tonight. Looks like Giannis is going to play. He gets to go up against Lopez. He gets to go up Giannis, but Portis comes in off the bench, and he's had 5 fouls a couple games. So Giannis, not exactly the guy you want to face if you're prone to getting in foul trouble. He's not a focal point in the offense. 8 or fewer points in 3 straight games. And it's just this Nets team, they're spread so out. I have no idea what they're doing. They've had 4 different leading scorers 4 games in a row. They've had 4 different leading rebounders 4 games in a row. The stats are spread all over the place, which means it's a great team to look at some unders. And the guy I feel just horrible for is Seth Curry. Oh, man, that poor guy, man. Talk about just like being traded and dealt when you didn't want to. And now look at where he's at. I think he's playing like 6 minutes now. Poor guy. But let's go Claxton under PRA. Playing this thing until the book's lower at under 20.
Do you think we should look at some under on Curry props or what? Or dude, they won't even put them
I don't even think they'll put. I'd take under 6.5 minutes, let alone points. It's I feel terrible for the guy, man. He's so likable.
I don't. They get paid like $20 million a year, Andy. I don't feel bad for this guy.
My heart can go out to him because he was very happy with his role in Philly, and then all of a sudden, bang! Now I'm on the bench, sitting next to Ben Simmons.
Hey, send him back to the Mavs, man. Send him back to the Mavs.
There's so many contenders that could use him. Who could use a shooter like that?
That's a fact right there.
Anyway, what do you got, man? What's your best bet?
I think Vaughn a little over his head. He got so many guys. He doesn't so many guards and wings. He doesn't know what to do with them, and no centers. So that's and no real point guard. It's scary, man. So
8 wings. It's like an AAU team. We have 8 wing players.
You got an 8-piece wing over there, all flats. But hey, give me Grizzlies.
We need that T-shirt. We need that T-shirt, Jay, for the Brooklyn Nets. 8 wings, all flats.
That's a fact, right? Extra crispy as well, man. I like mine's crispy, man. But this is what I bet, guys. I bet Grizzlies first quarter. First off, I want to say this, man. If you're in a legal betting state, guys, please open up as many books as you can. I don't care if you're spreading around your money. You need to have 10, 12 books open, guys. When you're betting the line, especially with props, make sure you're getting the best line. There could be things from plus 130 all the way up to plus 200. And if you like it, why wouldn't you get the best of the line? So I just have to say that. But for me today, Grizzlies first quarter full-time parlay. They have to be up at the end of the first quarter and win the game in regulation. It's basically a first quarter money line, full game money line parlay. That one's I bet it at minus 110, some to minus 130. I still like it in that one, guys. I did the same thing with the Mavs. I like them in the first quarter. So you could just lay the minus 2.5 with the Mavs in the first quarter. As lines going, it's steady going up. But I'd rather play the first quarter money line with the full-time money line, guys, because the Mavs are definitely winning that game, in my opinion. I also played Halliburton double in that game, plus 105. And Andy likes over 9.5 assists as well. So both of those have to cash in that one. And then some things I didn't play that are worth a sprinkle. triple double for Jokic in that one. I did put a little something on Jakob Poeltl, a double double plus 225 in that one, and the smallest sprinkle would probably be Mikal Bridges double double plus 1400, guys. I didn't bet that, but it's just a look in that game as well. And also couldn't talk you off Trae Young double double as well, minus 130, guys. So let's get some cash, man. Trying to look at more props, always trying to get some cash. It's Us Against the Bookies every single day, man. Shout out to the chat as well. Everybody's posting their inside info, their plays in the chat as well. So make sure you're checking out the chat. We will win today, guys. Let's get up out of here. We out, man. Back tomorrow.